Davis, and I'm chairman of the Board of Commissioners here in Oconee County, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome this fine group here for this fine occasion. You know, it's a real pleasure to be able to have individuals like Stephen Simpson come to Oconee County to make his announcement, and I'm really, really pleased to have the opportunity to welcome you to this particular event and this particular activity. Oconee County is real proud of this facility. We're real proud of our county. We're real proud of our patriotism that we have and what we do to support our country and our community and the ideals that all of us share. And I think that's something that we all enjoy as I see you sitting here in the audience and what you appreciate and what you want from our elected officials. I want to take this opportunity this time to introduce Nicolette Federoff. Nicolette, would you come forward for just a second? A real interesting young lady who's going to lead us in the pledge of the American flag. Nicolette's father was a Russian soldier. He escaped from Russia, as I've been told, with a shirt on his back. Nicolette is a student here at UGA, member of the College Young Republicans, an individual that says she loves America as a citizen. Nicolette will lead us in the pledge to the American flag. Will you please stand?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You know, it gives me great pleasure to introduce an individual who is my fellow elected official in the county, Scott Berry, who is our sheriff. Scott, we appreciate you taking the opportunity to come and introduce our distinguished visitor and for his announcement. Scott?
Thank you, Melvin. I just want you to know that as a sheriff, I got the rain to stop long enough for us to do that. We had to just pull a few strings with the big guy, but we got it done, and hopefully the rain's going to hold off, and you're going to get an opportunity to meet somebody who's given his life to service, that has a firm grasp on what's going on in this country and what the 10th Congressional District needs. We need strong leadership. We need somebody that's responsive and somebody that listens. We need somebody who can come back to the district and talk to us and listen to our needs and represent us in a world that I don't think any of us truly understand of how things get done up there in the Yankee government up in Washington, D.C. But we need somebody we can count on. And I'll just be as honest with you as I can. I've known Stephen Simpson for a good time now. I've met him when he ran before. We talked many, many times. We've talked on the phone. We've met in person. And the 10th Congressional District would not be any better represented than it could be that if we elect Stephen Simpson as our next representative from the state, from the 10th District. And I have to say, I'm doubly honored to know that Stephen Simpson chose Oconee County, sort of the heart of the district, to come and to make his kickoff speech. And I'm just honored and delighted to allow you to meet the next congressman from the 10th Congressional District, Stephen Simpson.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a great day to be an American, and it's an even greater day to be a Georgian. I want to thank Oconee County Sheriff Scott Berry for those warm remarks. Chairman Melvin Davis, I see elected officials, my hometown, Milledgeville, Mayor Richard Bentley and his wife Susan, and I see other elected officials, and I'm so glad you could be here. I want to start by introducing you to one of our campaign's secret weapons, and my wife Susan, the mother of our two sons, and the CEO of our home for over 40 years. Susan, thank you for being here. I also want to call out our son Stephen and his wife Hibernia, who traveled down from the Old Dominion to be with us. And I want to mention And I want to mention our son Scott, who's on active duty on the West Coast, along with his wife and the prettiest granddaughter God's ever created. Her name is Jillian. You know, the 10th Congressional District contains many sites, many beautiful sites. But for the launch of our congressional campaign, I can think of no better place than the Veterans Memorial Park here in Watkinsville. Our son Scott, whom I just mentioned, is the 5th consecutive generation of my family to serve in uniform. I believe service in our armed forces is among the nation's highest callings. And now I'm called upon for a different kind of service. Like most of you, I'm a Georgia native, born and bred. Graduated Georgia Military College in Milledgeville, Georgia College and State University. And we chose this personal place of significance for me to formally announce that I'm a candidate to represent you in Georgia's 10th Congressional District in the United States Congress. When new members of Congress are sworn in, they take an oath, and it reads in part, "I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. So help me God." Our President takes a similar oath during his swearing in, and I swore that same oath as a young Army officer over 30 years ago. And today, when I think of that oath, I'm troubled that many members of Congress, and even our President, seem to have forsaken that sacred oath. I plan to be part of getting our nation's leadership and our country back on track. Many of you have said that my proven leadership in a wide range of vocations uniquely qualifies me to hold this congressional seat and to proudly represent you in Congress. You know, national defense, military intelligence, and national security are my fortes. I believe that we remain under constant attack by radical terrorists. On the battlefield and here at home, our armed services deserve the equipment and the manpower necessary to protect us from all enemies, foreign and domestic. But we must be diligent in our honoring the commitments we made to our veterans and their families when they come home, just like we do here in Veterans Park. I have a strong disdain for the tactics now being utilized by elements of our government, including the Internal Revenue Service, the Justice Department, and even the White House, all in the name of national security. As a member of Congress, I'll make certain that we fight our enemies while we protect the lives and the privacy of every American citizen as guaranteed in the Fourth Amendment to our Constitution. Admiral Mike Mullen, in his final testimony before Congress as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said that the greatest long-term threat to our country's security is our national debt. I have a track record of identifying waste and budget abuse, and I will identify areas of our government that can be streamlined or eliminated. We can increase efficiencies, end duplicated services, and prosecute fraud. And rather than simply passing the federal budget based on the previous year, it's time that we adopted zero-based budgeting in Washington, just like we do in Georgia and many other states. With zero-based budgeting, every agency, every department must justify every dollar in its budget as essential and effective. I'm proud of my success as an entrepreneur. Small businesses create 85% of the jobs in America. As a small businessman, I've seen and felt the sting of intrusive and expensive federal regulatory burdens on farmers, business owners, community bankers, and others. And I can attest to both the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat when it comes to job creation and owning a small business. This nation must stop penalizing success and encourage those who build businesses and create jobs. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm tired of endless talk about reforming the tax code. A tax code that's large enough to be used as a political weapon by the IRS is simply too large and too intrusive. We should replace our current tax code with a fair tax. It's both fair and it's simple, and it will reduce or eliminate the vast power of the IRS. I'm a constitutional conservative. I believe in limited government. I think it's wicked and corrupt to burden future generations of Americans with $17 trillion of debt. And that's a debt brought on by spending money we don't have on services and programs we don't need. And we see this irresponsible spending on both sides of the aisle. I promise you, I won't come down with Potomac fever, and the only pork you'll ever see me with is a plate of Georgia barbecue. Our government overtaxes us, and it's stunningly wasteful with what it takes from us. And many of its policies have become anti-faith and anti-family. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-family. I believe in strong personal responsibility, strong ethics, and hard work. And as a fourth-generation Army man, you probably won't be surprised that I'm an unyielding supporter of our Second Amendment rights to bear arms. You deserve better representation in Washington by a common-sense conservative with a proven record of getting the job done. We need more members of Congress who've recently sat down at the family kitchen table with a stack of bills, a checkbook, and a calculator, just trying to figure out if they can make it to the next paycheck. We also need members of Congress who understand Georgia's agribusiness, Georgia's #1 economic generator to the tune of $72 billion a year. But we also need someone who understands the challenges of family farmers as well. You know, I think Congress is in need of adult supervision. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and do the hard work of fixing what's broken. I stand before you today in large part because of the support and guidance of my wife, Susan. Those of you who already know Susan know that she will be a valuable and trusted advisor in the years to come, particularly in the areas of education and military families. I've been blessed in many ways. I've eaten at the White House. I've eaten at the Waffle House. And I've cleaned up after pigs in a ferrying house. Our country needs leaders who are willing to roll up their sleeves, who are not afraid of getting their hands dirty, but are resolute in getting the people's work done. I'm ready to serve in a new and very important way. Today marks the undertaking of a team effort. And remember, I'll always be working for you. I'll always be working for you. I pledge to you that I will never lose sight of that promise. We face a tough challenge, starting with the run-up to the Republican primary, and I need your support to win. That support includes your vote, the votes of your friends and family, as well as your time, your talent, and your resources. All of these are vital to the success of our campaign. I've served my country before, and I'm ready to serve again. With your help and God's grace, I'll make you proud. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Of all of us here, we want to thank the new congressman on his words of wisdom and his commitment to serve in this district. We appreciate you being here. Enjoy your time in visiting now with the congressman. God bless you. God bless Stephen Simpson, and God bless America.